Well, Paul Martin, you've been itching to go live for about 30 minutes, pacing the floors, nervous, undressing. Why are you so nervous, buddy? I mean, what's got you riled up today?
Well, I've been sitting around at the house all day long and thinking about the show and all our fans, and I know that they're all going to be very excited about this show, so I want to give them the best show that I could possibly give them.
You did a damn fine job last week, and you just shot to stardom just overnight, man. You are a local celebrity. I went in ShopRite the other day, and people actually know who I was for once. And they said, "Aren't you the guy that just strolls around with that big redheaded dude?" I said, "That's me. You got it." And they think I've created a monster in you, Paul, and I just don't know what else to say about it. You're a superstar, buddy. I want to congratulate you. How hard is it to deal with the fame without the fortune? I mean, is it that difficult of a task? Your day-to-day life, what's it like since you've been a superstar?
Well, it's when you got fame, but you ain't got no fortune. You around the house, and you ain't even got the money to buy you a cheeseburger. So, and you know me, I got a big old belly. That's all y'all can see, because I get off hungry at times.
Yeah, I do know you got a big old belly, and you don't even count the number of hamburgers you eat in a day. I got a good story. One time, me and Paul was in Manchester. We've been there and played a pool tournament. It's 3 o'clock in the morning. I was starving to death. They wasn't with one place open. I looked up. I seen a big crystal sign. Oh man, I gotta have breakfast. So I stopped in. I was about to roll through the drive-thru. I looked over at Paul. I said, "Buddy, what do you want to eat?" Well, he looked at me and you a minute, and he said, "Well, I guess we could split about 24 of them crystals." I said, "All right, you got it." So we rolled up to the window, and I ordered 2 number ones. And, a number one just got 4 cheeseburgers and some fries and a drink. And I got us both 4 of them, and we get driving down the road. I eat all mine up. I look over, and Paul done eat all his up. He got quiet for a little while. I thought he was about to take a nap. I was going to have a peaceful ride home, but we got to Woodbury and rolling by the McDonald's over there, which is about a 45-minute drive from where we had stopped at Crystal. And old Paul looks over at me and he says, "Man, how many burgers did you eat?" And I just looked at him dead serious. I said, "Man, I ate 20. How many did you eat?" And to this day, he probably don't know no different. Did you ever know that I really didn't eat 20 cheeseburgers that night?
I don't know. You looked awful hungry.
Well, you had your 4 wolf down before I got mine done.
In other words, what he's trying to tell you, people, is he ate 20 before I could eat 4.
You know what I'm trying to tell you? Paul can't count. That's my point. But anyway, I just thought I'd share that because that was a good little story there. But anyway, I got a special request from a fan earlier. He wanted to know about Paul Martin and Mark Boyd having a dick measuring contest, and we want to know if this is if it's true.
Yeah, actually, one day we were in my bedroom, and we'd just been drinking a few beer and everything, and Mark comes up with the idea. He said, "Paul, you think you got a bigger one than I do?" So he said, "You just whoop that old big bad boy out, and we'll see who's bigger." Well, he didn't even get hard, and he already had me whooped, so I told him, "Put it up."
Oh my God, buddy! I've accidentally seen one at a urinal before that was bigger than mine, but I really didn't brag to him about it. You know what I mean? I didn't let on like his was bigger than mine. I mean, did you lose a little bit of self-esteem that night? Any at all?
No, I'm still the same old Paul always was.
Well, I guess that's a good thing in a way.
Anyway, I was skimming through the news this morning, and I heard something. This Reno Bun, whatever. He called in and asked me about a pee-pee. So I figured I'd tell y'all about the pee-pee story. I was down there one day at the pool hall, and I'd been just shooting a little pool, shooting it up with some of the old men, young guys. They were all a bunch of us down there. And they was going to have them a little poker tournament that night. And all y'all know me, know I ain't got no money and broke all the time. And, they said, we'll give you a few ultimatums if you really want to play this tournament. So I said, what's the ultimatums, boys? They said, option number one, you street naked out the front door. I told them.
Did you not take that option?
I told them that's not going to happen.
Well, why wouldn't you strike out the door, Paul?
And then they said option number two.
Answer my question. Why wouldn't you strike? I mean,
well, there were some cops out the front, and I was afraid they'd see me and take me to jail and everything.
But you could have bartered and said, "Hey, I'll streak out the back door," because I believe at one point you left the pool hall in nothing but your underwear.
That's another story, but let me finish this one.
No. We're going to tell them all while we're at it.
We're going to tell them all, but let me finish the one I'm on.
All right, but listen, I heard a guy that don't even play pool come in there one night. I think he's a damn good football coach right now, and I heard he beat you out of your shirt and breeches and everything you had on but your underwear.
That is true. I'd lost it all, and the only reason I didn't lose my underwear is because they was ashamed to see me butt naked outside.
Well, I do remember at one time your underwear hung on the wall in there in Joe's pool hall. Is that correct?
Yeah, because I'd actually went home and found some old bloomers and put them on the line because I was broke. And dude told me he put $2 against my underwear.
Well, that's a good deal. I mean, that's a heck of a deal for.
And I lost to old Chad Watson, who hadn't picked up many sticks.
Yeah.
Anyway,
you
option
are shameless, Paul. I got to give you that.
Anyway, option two, outside of streaking naked outside, I done said no to that option. So option two was Brown and Jerry Crossland had told me, they were like, we'll go in here in the bathroom. We'll pour all the Mountain Dew out of this bottle, and we'll go in there in the bathroom. We'll pee in this little bottle here.
I'll guard my Mountain Dew.
So they went in there in the bathroom. They pee-peed in the Mountain Dew bottle.
You got me not wanting to take a drink, buddy.
And
I'm dying to take a drink.
I gaggedly drank the Mountain Dew bottle full, and
how full was the bottle?
They filled her up to the top, 20 ounces worth. They filled her up 20 ounces. Anyway, I drunk it, gagged it, and puked it up and everything. And we got in the poker tournament, and I was the first one out.
So how much money did you get for this again?
They put me into this $25 poker tournament buy-in tournament, and I was the first one out. Got an ace 10. I make a pair of aces, and Alan Mooney makes like trip sevens or some crap. Puts me out.
So not only did you drink piss that night, you drank piss for nothing.
That is correct. I drank it for nothing because I was the first one out.
You didn't have any fun whatsoever that night.
No, that was one of the worst nights of my life. But we'll get on to another story now.
Did you not have an option 3? That's all I'm sitting there wondering.
No, there was no option 3 because I jumped to option 2.
You ain't drinking my
After I just told that story, I don't even want to think about dude.
I don't blame you a bit, bud. But you don't touch the Mountain Dew. That's the rule around here.
All right, now what's the next story?
Oh, you just won't let it go, will you? Actually, I really don't know what you got in mind because you got some big stories I ain't never heard. Some of these are new to me. What about let's see. I actually, one night, run across this right here. I had a friend send it to me.
All right, that story right there.
I really want to know about this right here. What
story,
is this?
That story right there was the night that I went to CJ Saw's party.
How old are you in this picture? All I need to know. Are you of legal drinking age before I show this? Actually, it's too late.
I was probably 20-year-old in this picture.
You were 21 for the radio's sake.
Okay, I was 21 and I was at CJ Saw's party. And I got drunk and fell out, and they'd all tried to revive me, and I couldn't come back to myself because I was out of it. And I had to go to the bathroom, and I was so drunk out of it that I thought I was at the bathroom, and I literally sprayed it out in the pants.
So, how much did you have to drink that night?
That night, I'd probably had 4 or 5 Smirnoffs and a 6-pack or 2, and I drank my share and forgot where I was at.
Your share. Oh, my buddy, you just won't do, you know it. But I will say you do keep things interesting.
And then there was the time that I was in the pool hall. We'd been in the pool hall for a little while, shot a little pool, and Brownie Maggart chased me around with a bug, and then came down the road, chased me, trying to put it on me, and he chased me in the Celica, and I ran down into the woods and all, and I didn't realize there's a pond there until I got there, and then I fell in the pond. Then I tried to get out of the pond and fell in it again.
Back up just a minute. First off, I need to know, are you afraid of bugs and spiders and critters and stuff?
Yeah, they kind of give me an uneasy feeling, and I just go into get real paranoid, and I'll have a heart attack.
You can measure wieners with a guy, but you can't hold a June bug.
Well, you know, they do that to me. They
snakes do me that way, but not a bug. What kind of bug? First off, what kind of bug?
I really don't know what kind of bug the gentleman had. I just know that I freaked out.
Was the bug as big as Mark Boyd's ding-a-ling?
No, it wasn't that big, but it was big enough to put the fear in me.
How much ding-a-ling extra did he have that you didn't have?
He had a full inch, which I think he approached to be about 7.5.
Well, that's still pretty respectable, Paul. I mean,
that means I'm about 6.5.
You're about average, yeah, I'd say.
Anyway, let me see. It was the time we was in the pool hall, and
we're not done with this story yet. I'm still. Which way did you run when you left the pool hall? The pool hall is by the Amoco, right? The old Amoco, which is the Shell station.
Yeah, and I had only went just beside it, and then I seen Browning's car come up, so I jumped into the woods and proceeded to crawl down it. And I come into a pond. I come into a pond that I didn't know was there, and I crashed head first into it.
You're running through woods that I didn't know was there. I mean, where were there woods right here?
Well,
just briars. I mean,
I ran through the briars, got cut real good, was real bloody, and then I don't know. I didn't know the pond was there, but I wound up in it.
And then you wound up in stagnant water with a cut.
Yeah. So and then I tried to get out, and I fell back in again.
You know that's pretty dangerous. You know, did you take a bath after you got home, or did you just call it?
Yeah, I took a bath after I got home, but.
Well, Paul, I'm gonna be honest with you. I too have fell in stagnant water, but I got to tell the story like it is. So you just got to calm down about 2 minutes and just let me do my thing. You handle that, buddy? All right, Buffy. All right, I got a story here. One night, me and old Spec Mason, we'd been up cooking, playing pool all night. Of course, then again, it's about 2 o'clock in the morning. We come in. It's like always. It's usually breaking daylight, but he had rented this new place over there from Joe Clemens going through Lancashire there. Little old brown house there on the left, and we pulled up in the driveway. He's just dying to show it to me. He just started renting it. And, he was proud of it, boy. So it's pitch black, no street light. They don't run street lights in Lancashire, just in case y'all was wondering. If they do, they've been shot out by teenagers or whatever. But anyway, we get out. We're walking through his driveway, and he's talking to me, telling me all about it. And this was before the days of the iPhone flashlight. Back about 5 years ago, the iPhone flashlight didn't exist, so I didn't know where the hell I was going. I was just walking, you know. Well, all at once, the world just felt like it fell out from under me, and I'm up to over my head in stagnant ass water. And I'm fighting for my life, just swimming, trying to get out of there. And I crawl up, and I finally get to the ground, and I'm in shock because I'm in stagnant water 7 foot deep and don't know where it came from. I never knew there was a lake right there where I was at. We're on the hillside, for God's sake. But I look up, and the look on Spec Mason's face was just, he was in shock too. And just looked at me dead serious and put his hands on his hip. And did that board break? And I'm thinking, what damn board? I didn't even see a board. It's pitch black. And now I'm in stagnant ass water over my head. All right. So turns out he didn't even try to help me out of the hole, He's just in shock looking for the board. And I'm just like, dude, get me the hell out of this water, So I finally get enough strength to get out of there. And I'm wore out. Can't breathe. If you've ever been in a situation like that, because it was like a near-death experience, but not really. You know what I mean? I thought I was dying, but I really wouldn't because I could swim real good. Anyway, I get up to the sidewalk is where it was at, and it turns out the pipe that comes out of the dishwasher and all had just eroded all that mud out from under it right there at the driveway, and there's a little old hole, and he covered it up with a little old board. And I'm a big old boy. I weigh about 300 pounds, 285. Pushing 320, and that board wasn't nothing. It just couldn't hold me up. I don't think it met codes. But anyway, I get up to the top, and finally I'm just struggling. I start stripping, I'm like, man, I got to get out of these stinking ass clothes. Well, old Spec, he decides he didn't want me in his house after that. So I tell you what, it's 10 degrees outside. I'm froze to death. Wet. My underwear was wet. I just take them off too. I said, you know what? I've already been embarrassed enough. My little thing was shriveled up. It's probably half the size of his and Mark Boyd's over here. And Spec gets the water hose and he's hosing me off, right? And cars just driving by. 2 or 3 o'clock in the morning, there's a couple of cars, just traffic, like it just opened up. And here I am, butt naked, getting hosed off by my best friend. But anyway, I eventually went on in. He got me a pair of boxers that was about 4 sizes too big, and we sat down and watched some TV and stuff. And then I finally went home. And if you've ever went home at about 5:30 in the morning in somebody else's boxers, another man's boxers, and you're married, your ass is in trouble. You've got some explaining to do. And telling your wife that you fell 7 foot deep in some stagnant ass water is no excuse. It just don't happen that way. She's not going to believe whatever you say anyway. But anyway, that's my story on stagnant ass water. And if anybody's got any requests and wants to ask Mighty Martin here or anything, you can just feel free to do so. But oh, you got any? Did you not like my story? You barely laughed, buddy.
I liked your story.
How much did you like did you believe my story? If you were my wife at 5 o'clock in the morning and I come in and told you that story, would you believe it?
Well, I'd have believed you, but like mom and dad believes I just fell in the damn pond. They's like, oh, what are you doing in that daggum pond? What are you doing running from my daggum little ass bug? I was like, well, they scared me half to death. You know how I get real excited and nervous, and I was afraid I was going to have a heart attack over the little bug, and I ran into the pond and fell in it, and they didn't believe me, but
I don't believe
except my daddy seen all the scratches on me and all the blood, and he's like, did you get in a fight? I was like, no, I fell in the daggum pond twice.
Have you ever been in a fight? Let's touch on that for a minute.
Yeah, I got in a few fights.
What was your first fight that you ever remember?
My first fight, I was in the 4th grade, and there was these 3. There was 2 guys and 2 girls. I remember them like they were yesterday. Cindy Walker, and Valen Now Payne, and then there was Brian Hughes, and then there was Brandon Payne. I used to chase girls all over the playground and everything, and because I was a chaser and everything, and I like to chase girls, and these 2 guys and these 2 girls, they got very offended by my chasing, so they decided they were going to whip my ass. And I tried to fight them off with all my might, and I was winning for a minute. And then Then all of a sudden, next thing I know, Brian Hughes has threw sand in my eyes, and I'm
Oh,
hooked.
that's dirty. You cannot. That's
And-
dirty.
and
I
I'm-
mean, was this on the playground at school? I mean, where was you at? You gotta.
Yeah,
you
we
gotta
were
paint the
we
picture for the audience.
we were on the playground at the school, and I had sand thrown in my eyes, and then next thing I know, I'm getting kicked by 4 people.
4. I thought you said there. I mean, it was 2 of them girls.
Yeah, but there were 4 in all kicking the shit out of me.
I tell you what, buddy, ain't nothing wrong with having 4 people whip your ass. If it was 1-on-1, do you believe you could have took them?
Yeah. But
Did you
anyway,
eventually make up and do all that good stuff? Did you tell them you're sorry?
no, I didn't tell him I was sorry for getting my teeth kicked out.
Well, I was just wondering because you was in the wrong chasing them, you know.
Well, I never apologize because I'm not an apologetic kind of guy.
I can understand that.
But anyway, I figured I'd add y'all another story.
I
was in the poo hall one day, and
all your stories start at the poo hall, don't they?
well, yeah, because I used to go to the poo hall, and I want all
you got
y'all to know this.
I just want to know: do you got any work stories? You got anything exciting ever happened to you while you had a job?
Anything excited at work?
Did you ever have a job?
Yeah, I worked at Dana for about 5 years, and there wasn't nothing real excited ever happened there. We just worked and we went home, so that's about the size of it. So I don't really got no work stories that would be fitting for y'all.
All right.
Anyway, I'm back to my story.
Go ahead.
I was poo hall one day and just shooting a little poo. I just shooting a little poo with one of my friends. We'd been gambling it up just a little bit, and next thing I know, Brown and Maggart, Christopher Inches Smith, and Joe Robinson comes up.
What a crew! The 3 amigos.
We're gonna give you a swirly, boy.
A swirly.
So they attacked me from behind, dragged me into the bathroom, and Joe he's trying to choke me down and picked him up, slammed him into the sink. Bye, Joe. Then Browning, well, now Inches comes next. He's going at me, going to try to give me the spear, and I threw his butt clear into the wall. Bye, Inches.
Well, Inches, in his defense, I know the guy. Bless his heart, he ain't about 100 pounds. So
and then Browning tries to put me in an ankle lock, kick him in the face, clear into the wall, and then I leave him laying and lock him in the bathroom, and actually I didn't lock him. I just closed it and left him in there. And let's just say the 3 of them didn't give me a swirly because I done had it in my mind. I ain't getting no swirly.
Well, did you go back and finish your pool game?
Nah, at that point I was doing walking home in the Thunder.
They wouldn't even give you a ride home.
Well, no, they ain't gonna give me no ride home after I just whooped the 3 of them and left them laying in the bathroom.
Over a swirly. You could have just took the. What is a swirly? First off, some of our viewers out there might not know what a swirly is.
In case you don't know what a swirly is, that's where they drag you in the bathroom, and you got to be on your back because they don't want you to be fighting. But they drag you in the bathroom and they stuff your head down into the toilet, and then they flush the toilet and it takes your head for a spin.
Well, I mean, if you're doing this and you're on your back, that don't make no sense. They would have to do it backwards.
Well, they're trying to give you your head a flushing down the toilet, and you don't want it, people.
I'm surprised your head, Paul, and I like that hat you got on tonight. That's cute. That's the Grinch that stole Christmas, or who'd you say it was when you first come in here? You said it was somebody.
I reckon it's the Grinch.
Yeah, but you called it something else earlier. I can't remember what it was. I wish I did.
I felt like it was just my hippie hat.
He thought he was an elf, is what it was. He said, "Am I going to wear the elf hat?" And I was like, "Of course, you're going to wear the elf hat, Paul." But it's supposed to.
Actually, I thought it was a hippie hat, but he can call it that if he wants to.
No, he said it was an elf hat, and I will lay my hand on any Bible that is in this country and just swear to it.
Okay. Then if he said it, then I said it's elf hat.
Actually, I have a witness right here. We got a special guest sitting over here. A lot of people don't even know is in the building with us. He's been real quiet, and it ain't my dog tonight, but it's Brandon Cherry, if anybody knows him. Brandon, say hello to the.
Hello, everybody.
Now, I got to ask you a question.
Okay.
When Paul Martin walked through that door, what did he say that hat was?
He said, that's an elf hat.
That's right. So now it's 2-1, Paul. And we're bigger than Browning. and Inches and Joe Robinson. And if I wanted to give you a swirly over lying to me on the air live, I would do it. But since you're my buddy, I'm not even going to try. I'm old and out of breath just sitting
He
here
also
talking.
started stripping as soon as he put
He
it
sure
on.
did. And I told him I was turning the camera on, and he just went to stripping. But the story behind that is I asked him, I said, Paul, is that the same shirt you had on last week? And I think it just hit him all at once. He said, well, I guess it is. They're going to think I don't ever change clothes. And I told him, I was just joking with him. I said, well, I could give you my shirt. And he just took his right off. And I guess he really thought I was going to give him mine. But I wasn't going to do it, Paul. This is the 2X, and you are a 3. I mean, would your gut hang out in a 2X? Mine does.
Yeah. It'd probably look kind of off a little bit, but.
And you're not getting my hoodie. It's part of my costume.
Anyway, there was back to Reno Bun. He called in earlier and asked me a question about
the pay.
I done answered that question, but he called in earlier and wanted me to talk about.
It's so much stupid.
He wanted me to talk about my professional attributes and my how I'm like Tony Romo.
We actually got this call recorded. If you'd like to hear it, but Paul just can't wait. He was dying to tell this story, and I don't know why. He just gets he's not a very good. He's never gonna make it in Hollywood. If you guys understand where I'm going with this, because anyway, just listen into this, and you'll see why. But first off, I gotta get this. I want you to understand what he's calling about and who he's actually talking about in this.
Hey, you got the Rusty Burton TV show. Come on, man. Hey, man, this is Reno Bun here. I just, you guys know I was a first-time caller, but a long-time listener. I listened last week, and your show was just badass, man. I can't compare it to nothing else I've ever seen. Me and the old lady was sitting here eating Doritos up here on the couch, and man, I swear to God, the red-headed one, the goofy one, said something about a butt plug, and I spilt my beer everywhere. I spit it all over the cat, the dog, the TV. I even got down to my laptop, man. And I ain't had this laptop long. It's just it's Apple, but anyway, I got a question here for the goofy one. I was gonna ask you. I heard you was one hell of an athlete in high school, and I heard you could throw like 75 to 80 yards, and just I heard you was just a beast, and you even look like Tony Romo, man. I just want to hear about your athletic career and let you talk on that a little bit. I'm gonna let you guys go and get back to the show. Thank you for taking my call.
We'll get her back, y'all. There we go.
So now, you ain't got to holler, buddy. So now you've heard his question about my athletic abilities. Now,
do you really consider yourself to be athletic?
Now, I was down there at school showing off my arm one day, and I reared back.
Show them your arm right here. I mean, show them what you got here, buddy. I mean, that is a cannon.
I was down there at school one day showing off this arm, and one day I threw a football 60 yards, and Dusty Ray said, you ought to be the quarterback, not me, because you got the better arm. Anyway, Tony Randolph, he's down there. He's like one of the coaches and everything, and he said, I think you'd be better off as a lineman since you run at 4.1 speed. And
Deion Sanders.
So anyway, we had a scrimmage one day against Westmoreland, and this old quarterback weighed about 215 probably. He decides that he's going to test my nose guard abilities. So the coach calls a play for him, and he runs the ball on the corner and everything, and then next thing he knows, he sees the bull of a man, Bull Martin, coming at him, and he just, pow, knocks him on his back and knocks him silly. He gets up in the huddle and he said, "That's the hardest I ever been hit in my life, there, man." And then he stumbles back in the huddle and he falls in our huddle. And we're like, "Man, you in the wrong huddle, everything. You want to go over there at yours?" He's like, "I don't want back to play." He's like, "Coach, take me out. I've had enough."
And you don't know who this was? I mean,
all I know is he was some quarterback, and I done knocked him in a la-la land.
So why? I don't understand why. If you're throwing about 60 yards, running a 4.140, and you're white, is that the only reason you didn't get to play quarterback? Is because you were white?
I believe it was because Blake Dillingham had the family of people that were there at the Gorgeville and everything, but I was very talented, and I'll prove it to him to this day. I can still throw the football 60 yards.
We've got a direct challenge right here. All my money, I'm going to put it on Blake, just because I know Blake was one hell of a quarterback. And ain't nothing against you.
And you really believe that he can outpass me on a passing contest?
Yes, I do. I sure do. Matter of fact, I might be willing to put Brandon up against you. It says you can't throw a ball accurately 30 yards. How much would you wager on this?
I'm a broke man, so there ain't gonna be no wagering.
How about if you can throw a ball through a tire at 30 yards?
I can't throw through no tire. I'm not accurate. I didn't say it'd be accurate. I just said it would go the yardage.
Well, you have to be accurate to be a quarterback.
Well, then that's why I'm not a quarterback. Because
if you're
I'm wild.
So it didn't have nothing to do with Blake's family, right?
Well, I guess what I'm trying to say is they were accurate and I'm not.
There you go. That's a better reason not to play quarterback.
Because if I tried to pass a ball, it would land up in the stands.
Well, you're 6 foot something or other. Why did you ever play basketball or anything like that?
Well, I thought about going try out one day, and it was raining, and that was my last thoughts.
So you didn't want to play basketball because it was raining.
That's correct.
And the game was played indoors.
Yeah, so
I don't get your logic here.
I just didn't want to get out in the rain to go to tryouts.
I just got a text from a viewer, and it said the story about you getting kicked on the playground and sand through in your eyes was a lie, Paul.
Uh-oh.
That is not a lie, because the truth of the matter is it happened. They just don't want to admit it.
We can't be exposing
Paul, that's slander, telling lies.
You ain't supposed to lie.
This ain't no lie. They might have forgot about it, but it happened.
Radio. Huh? You can be held in a court of law. It'll be held against you if you lie about somebody over here.
You can damage their reputation.
That's right. They'll get you.
Well, I'm not telling fibs. I'm telling it like I remembered from the story.
Well,
you need to just give me some stories where I won't involve these people and hurt their feelings or something.
All right.
Hey, you got the Rusty Burton TV show. Come on, man. Hey, man, this Reno Bun here. I just, you guys know I was a first-time caller, but a long-time listener. I listened last week, and your show was just badass, man. I can't compare it to nothing else I've ever seen. Me and the old lady was sitting here eating Doritos up here on the couch, and man, I swear to God, the red-headed one, the goofy one, said something about a butt plug, and Reno again, man. I was gonna tell you, your buddy there's football story is pretty badass, but man, I was a beast on the diamond myself, dude. I was like the all-star of all all-stars, but some little league coach run my career. He had a son that could throw a pretty decent curveball, and I just decided I'd stay at home after that. Man, I couldn't hit it, but anyway, man, as I got older, dude, my arm really progressed. I got like a rubber arm. And I tell you, the secret to pitching, man, is to check your runners. Even if you ain't got no runners on base, man, it'll throw the hitter off every time. I swear to God it will. And as a base runner, you want to lead off the opposite direction. So if you're on third base, you want to lead back towards second. That way the pitcher checks the runner. He don't even think nobody's there, man. It just makes it easier when you go to steal home. And just they don't even know you're there. And plus, with my special karate skills, the catcher ain't got a chance, man. I could just kick him right in the carotid artery and just sever it right there. And you get home every time. He gonna drop the ball. And I just wanted to call and share some tips to playing baseball with you guys, man. You guys rock. And take it to the diamond, man. That's where the real sports are, man. Baseball, dude. Throw that thing. Well, I'm gonna let you get back to these stories, man. I just want to share my thoughts on that. See you later, boys. Yeah, you got the Rusty Burton TV show. You live on air. Hey, man, this is Reno again, man. I was gonna tell you, your buddy there's football story is pretty badass, but man, I was a beast on the diamond myself, dude. I was like the all-star of all all-stars, but some little league coach run my career. He had a son that could throw a pretty decent curveball, and I just decided I'd stay at home after that. Man, I couldn't hit it, but anyway, man, as I got older, dude, my arm really progressed. Now we got her back. That's all we had to do, buddy, was just delete that. Hey, I'm going to get you back on the screen, buddy. How about I just broadcast you live for the next 10, 15 minutes?
Anyway.
Is that better?
Yeah. I can't hear myself.
I can hear you just fine. Quit reading my messages. You just go ahead and talk, buddy. I'm gonna get your mic turned back on here. Yeah, well, it's my show. Exactly.
That's what you want them to do.
Exactly. All right, man. Now we're both back. What do you think about Reno Bun calling in and asking about baseball? Did you ever play any baseball?
Yeah, Reno.
He's out there, buddy. He said he's gonna cut it off and listen. I can hear you just fine.
Yeah, Reno.
Paul, don't yell.
Yeah, Reno.
You see this little button right here? It's the volume button, Paul. I can cut it down. They're gonna hear you the same, buddy.
Reno, I was playing baseball when I was younger, and I led my team. I led my team in minor league baseball when I was about 8 years old. I had 32 RBIs and all them hits, and won some ball games for my guys. And I played right field where we didn't get a lot of balls get to us, but when we did, I had to run all over the place and chase balls and stuff. And anyway, I did, and then I played Babe Ruth and led the team in strikeouts. I struck out 55 times. Got one base hit on the year, and I made what they called the catch. I made one catch all year. I made one catch all year. It was on my cousin, Kelly Carter.
Kelly Carter. The former motorcycle rider, right? Who rode a motorcycle?
That's correct.
I remember.
Anyway, I had quite an arm on me, but nowhere near Reno Bum, though.
Nowhere near Reno Bun. Reno Bun had a rubber arm. I mean, is that not? You know what they mean by rubber arm?
What do you mean?
Reno's got one of them arms that you can throw all day right-handed, or you can throw all day left-handed. It don't matter. He's just got the rubber arm. He's gonna throw all day.
Yeah.
But did you understand all about Reno and his strategy to baseball? I mean, did you not find it any?
I just did.
Did you ever use any of his strategies, say when you were playing T-ball or something? You see these kids, they try to lead off, but they go the opposite direction. That's what Reno says he does when he could have went pro. You know, he was going to lead off going back to second base instead of between third and going home. See, that way when the pitcher looked over, nobody, they didn't think about it on base.
I just couldn't make no sense out of what he was saying because really I don't know what leading off means.
And you played baseball.
Well, all I done was
Who
just
were
go
your
out.
coaches in baseball? We're going to have to call them out real quick.
Well, there's Jimmy Hackett, and there was
I don't really know him, but I'm sure he's a good guy and knows a lot about baseball.
and then there was Morgan Hicks' daddy, old Too Tall Hicks or something.
I'm pretty sure he's a pretty good baseball
And
coach.
there was a lot of these guys, and but all they had me to do was just draw walks and get on base and run like a wind.
That is a good strategy in baseball, especially with your 4-1 speed.
They said we don't care nothing about you. They said we don't care nothing about you leading off everything. Just get on base and run. So I got up there and held my bat on my shoulder and just stood there and either struck out or drawed a walk, and whichever one come first. Most time it's strikeouts because the guy said, "Hoorah, you're out." But if he said ball 4, I got on base and ran like a wind.
Now when I helped coach a little bit there one time in minor league baseball. We had this kid, bless his heart, he didn't get a hit all season, but he tried his hardest, and finally, the last game of the season, I just kept telling him, son, just stick your bat out, you're going to hit one. It's a pitching machine, you know, you're going to hit it, you can do it. And finally, man, this little fella, he leaned into one. I think it was probably one of the last pitches of the season, and he got a hold of that thing, and it rolled out just past second base. I mean, he got a hold of it pretty good. He was headed to first, and the coach, Shannon Gregory, was going to hold him up. You know, he's giving him lifts, and so that little kid went right around first base, slid into second, got up, took off running to third, and made it all the way home. The first hit ever was a home run. What do you think about that? I mean, you ever get any home runs?
Yeah, I got hit one down to the fence, and we were down one game, 6-3, going to the bottom of the ninth, and I hit it to the fence, and the 3 people in front of me scored, and I got thrown out, and we had to go to extra innings just because my fat ass couldn't score.
I just have to correct you on something because it's just caught my attention. Was this Little League Baseball? Is this what we're talking here?
No, we're talking minor league, before Little League.
We don't have 9 innings, Paul.
We talking off the pitching machine.
They don't have 9. They don't play 9. I think they usually play, 6 or 7 innings.
Whatever it was, we went extra innings because it was 6-2.
It was your last opportunity, is what you're trying to say.
Yeah, and I got thrown out trying to score, and the score was tied 6-6.
Well, I got one funny baseball story. And I was playing high school baseball. Clemens and Lee Rollins was the coaches. And best I remember, I was a junior. Might have been senior in high school. I don't even know if I got to play my junior because I was pretty dumb in high school, and I failed some classes, believe it or not, as smart as I really am. But I had a stomach virus. Right? We're playing up Macon County, and I played out in right field. We had a picture of Tim Chappell. He could throw it about 95, and they told me out there in right field, and way out where the dandelions go, because that's probably the worst baseball player that's ever put on a blue and white uniform. I think I batted like a 138 lifetime. That was my career in high school. It's probably a 98 my senior year because I couldn't hit nothing. I couldn't hit a curveball. I'm like Serrano. But I never did get a hold of one. Anyway, early in the game, we played second inning, and this guy rips one right out to right field, right between first and second. I've been known to scoop one up out in outfield. I'll lay out for one. It never broke my heart to, but about the time Chappell let go of the ball at home plate, I went puking. I mean, I was puking my guts out in right field, and that ball rode right between my legs, right through that puke. While I'm running to get the ball. Right? Didn't even have my glove on, it didn't come off my hand. And I just picked the ball up. I was holding my glove, and I picked it up, and I just throwed it in the second base. I hit my cutoff. That's all you hear when you're out in outfield. Hit your cutoff, hit your cutoff. And I throwed it in, and as soon as he caught the ball and got it out of his glove, he realized it was covered in puke, and he just dropped it, you know. And needless to say, they took me out of the game. I had the heart of a lion. I wanted to stay in there, but Clemens just thought it best since I was batting about a 98 and I couldn't stop a ball. It'd probably be better if I was just over in the dugout with him. And anyway, that's about the only good baseball story I really got. But I think we touched on about everything now. We've hit about every sport. You ever do any boxing? I mean, have you got any boxing?
Yeah, I boxed a little bit. Went about 4-0, and that was the end of my career.
Was that the end of it?
Yeah.
4-0 retired.
And that was with sock and boppers.
Sock and boppers. I don't even know what the hell a sock and bopper is.
That's one of these little play boxing clubs you have where you just hit each other all day and you don't hardly feel it.
Do you still have the sock and boxers at your house down in the basement somewhere? Maybe you could dig out and bring into the shed.
Nah, the guys they had them back in their house and everything, and I don't know what they done with them, but I don't hang out with these guys anymore.
Did you ever win the knockout?
Yeah, I knocked one gentleman out. Hit him with the big club hammer.
What is the club hammer? Can you show the audience here was this your patent?
Now you just realize, people, I got a 9.5-inch fist right here, and I hit it. I took it.
Now we know why he said his wiener was 6.5 inches long.
I took right here, and I hit this gentleman with a club hammer. I wore him out.
And was you wearing a tap-out shirt?
And he tapped out. he knowed when these right here hit him that he'd been hit.
Well,
anyway, our producer over here gets me excited every once in a while, and I get upset, and I just explode. He gives me ways to just let out some anger and let it out.
Well, while we're going to let out some anger, what is the worst beatdown you ever give anybody, and why?
Yeah, I'm glad you brought that story up, because I want to tell.
What story? I'm just asking a question.
I
bring up everything I ask. If I said, Paul, have you ever stepped in dog shit? You can make it interesting, buddy. So you just tell your story about
the worst beatdown I put down on a guy. I was in the locker room one day. Now we've shared. We share. This ain't a poo hall story, which is enlightening to y'all because I'm telling a locker room story.
You've been at the poo hall since you're 17. So.
I was in the locker room one day, and this was after football practice and everything. And Jay Russell, I don't know if any of y'all know him. He's a mailman. You ain't missing him if you do. He's so short and skinny, you ain't missing him if you don't know him.
But Jay on the show, I'm probably gonna give you an old-fashioned beatdown because I like the kid.
Okay, you like him, but anyway,
we're going to give Jay the opportunity to come in and defend himself on this story if you lie about him.
But anyway, he decided that he wanted to sit in my lap and put some kind of gay performance act on me.
First off, I thought this was a story about a damn good old-fashioned beatdown, and here you're turning into some kind of
I'm telling the story as I remember it. What are you doing?
Well, maybe you should start on the football field before this story and then work your way down.
I mean, what led up to the homosexuality in the locker room? I'm not a homophobe. I'm just wondering.
Well, we were out there on the football field during football practice one day, and it was real cold, probably about 20 degrees, and the guys, they decided they was going to pour some of the ice cold water down my pants and my stickers.
The front of the bag.
Down the front of my pants, and it went down. It went down into my sack area and everything, and it got real cold, and it started sticking up like a sticker. And anyway, I go to tackle Robert Payne, and he goes, "Oh, something hit me in the buttocks," and I'm like, "I'm cold. I'm tackling you, and I'm cold, and you just fell on top of me." Anyway, Jay Russell decides that he thinks I'm half queer, so we're going into the locker room, and he decides he's going to try to put a gay performance act on me. Well, that didn't hit me just right, so he puts his pants on, he gets on, and I just seen red. Tackled him in the floor and proceeded to beat the hell out of him, bash his head into the floor and not stop. And it took 5 men to get me off of him because I was supposed to kill the guy. Anyway, we have settled our differences, and I got that anger out, and I seen the guy, and he took me to the poo hall one day, and we're straight now. I don't hate the guy anymore because he's my mailman.
Well, that's good for you, Paul.
I made the guy go straight because he's got a woman now.
And a dog. He's got a dog.
Sometimes, so in other words, what I'm trying to tell y'all is sometimes through the hard times you learn that you really love women.
Speaking of women, we hadn't touched on You're a woman tonight. Are you still in that relationship? I mean, how's that going for you?
Yeah, I'm still in the relationship.
Have you got a picture of her or anything?
Are there any pictures of this girl anywhere online?
Yeah, she's got a picture on there. And,
Would she be offended if we showed her on here?
I'm sure she wouldn't. You gonna go look her up, Ashley Thomas?
All right, we're going.
There she is.
All right, we got her right here. She's a.
Put her on the air here. Let people know Paul's actual girlfriend.
What picture would you like me to put?
There's what she looks like now.
Well, let's just go to her photos here. We're gonna pick a good one out. Uh-oh.
No,
what is this?
Don't put that on there. Don't put that on there.
I'm just looking at it. I mean, she's half naked. I have to look at half naked girl, Paul.
Just put something decent on there.
It's decent. It's decent enough.
Don't put that on there. She's
I
gonna be offended.
just saved it for later, Paul.
Just put this one on there.
This one right here. All right, you got it, buddy.
Because that's what she looks like now and everything.
That right there.
No, we don't want to put that on there.
We gotta get this saved.
We just want the viewers to know what Paul's girlfriend actually looks like.
I'm gonna give him credit on this one. She ain't half bad for a big goofy redheaded guy.
Won't you just put the nice picture of her?
Who's the boy on her profile, Paul?
That's the gentleman she's not broke up with yet.
So are you gonna be in a fight if I happen to put this on here?
No, there ain't gonna be no fight.
Well, hang on.
I got a message saying Paul also got a swirly.
Did you get the swirly, Paul? I mean,
no, I didn't get no swirly.
I mean, we're trying to get to the bottom of these stories here.
I didn't get the swirly. I mean,
that's what this message says.
I'm just gonna quit talking altogether if everybody ain't gonna quit calling in and making me out to be a liar every time I tell a story.
Paul, if you climb a tree to tell a lie when you stand on the ground and tell the truth?
I'm not climbing a tree, just tell a lie. But why does everybody keep calling in and offending me? I mean, hell, I'm trying to tell a story and y'all just all these people keep coming on here harassing me.
Some of it up as you go, maybe.
Well, I'm just adding to the stories. Why's everybody got to pick on? Why they got to pick on me? Why can't they just let me tell my story the way I want to and let it go?
Let it be.
In Hollywood, they don't always tell the truth. Sometimes they tell it as they call it like they see it, and do it their own way. But anyway,
hang on a minute, I ain't got enough for you. This is the live side. This is preview. Don't trip out. The girlfriend is not in her bra and panties on the national webcast right now.
Don't do that.
I'm just trying to figure this out.
Don't do that to her. She's not like that. We want the people to see this one.
Paul, do you have any lunchroom stories from high school you want to tell?
They're not hearing what I'm saying right now. No way.
Yeah, they're hearing it.
Yeah, they're hearing.
Me and this gentleman over here, Brandon Cherry, and one of my old time buddies, Josh James, we're sitting at the cafeteria one day back in the day. We'd been eating and everything, and
What's with the boys, Paul?
we've been eating a little bit here and there, and the topic of shampoo come up, and I reckon I brought the topic up because I'd been sampling in the bathtub one day, and I wanted to see if I could get my wiener in a shampoo bottle, and
I'm trying to get this picture up here to get it out. I think I got it figured out, but why on God's green earth would you think your dick would fit in a shampoo bottle? I mean, are we talking one of the big bottles, or was this like a vacation size, like you could carry on an airplane?
Well, it had to be one.
What are we talking?
Well, I was trying to put my big wiener into like a little bitty dinky shampoo, and it just didn't work.
Say it didn't work, huh?
No, I couldn't stuff it down in that little hole.
But you tried, right?
I tried to get it down in there.
Did you spit on it?
I couldn't get it. Well, maybe I should try to put some lube on the shampoo bottle because maybe it might have fitted then and I could have just shoved her in there right good. But
Did you
anyway,
pour the shampoo out?
well, I know. I figured I'd try to give my dick a little shampoo job, but anyway, it wouldn't fit in there, so I had to go on to other plans, try to think of other holes to put it in.
That's a good strategy.
Did you find any other holes?
No, that's when I proceeded to go looking for me a woman and everything, and she.
Did you find one?
I found one for about 6 months, and it was good at the time. But then she was a bossy ass woman, and I realized that she'd be better off with another man. And she was always putting me under pressure, telling me I was going to do dishes and I was going to wash clothes, and I couldn't gamble no more. And I didn't like her because she was too bossy. And anybody knows me knows I hate bossy women.
Yeah, I mean, I'm in agreement with you on that.
And plus, I don't like good girls. I like bad girls. And my girl happens to like my bad boy style.
Is that what it is?
I tell her I'm the good Santa, and she says I'm a bad guy. I'm a bad Santa.
You won't do, buddy.
Anyway, I think he's gonna try to put a picture of her on here where you all can see the girl I talk about all the
We
time.
got it figured out. I just got to find where I saved it.
I just hope that he puts the right one on here, because I won't offend my girlfriend.
I'm going to get the right one. You've done told us all about her melons. If she ain't offended by now, she ain't going to be. And that, my friend, is a work of art right there. What do you think, Paul? I'm going to give you one more opportunity to pour your heart out to this woman. Look right into that camera right there. And I want you to tell her what you think. Let me get back to the shot of you. You look her right in the eye and you tell her.
I want to make sure you ain't doing something over there. Put your hands behind your back. I don't know you don't do something this show. Anyway, honey, I know you're watching because you told me you was watching the show last week and everything, and you just saw your picture on there, and you're a beautiful woman, and I know you know I love you, and because we talked on the phone a little bit earlier, and you got a good man in me. If you don't believe me, ask these two gentlemen over here beside me.
You got a real good fella, in my opinion. He's a good-looking guy, I guess. You know, you're into big red-headed guys that look like the lumberjack off of Frosty the Snowman, or Rudolph. Was it Rudolph? Yeah. The big red-headed guy with a beard. That's who Paul reminds me of.
Brandon, what's your take on your experiences with Paul? What kind of guy you feel him to be?
Well, as of tonight, I decided he's a liar. I mean, my phone blew up the entire broadcast about lies.
Well, I mean, do you want to get some of these people in here to defend themselves, or? And then maybe y'all can get together and fix the story and get it straight.
Well, actually, to tell you the truth, I'm still convinced on my story's right, so I don't feel like they need to be in here. Because all they're going to do is try to make me out to a liar, and I'm telling the story the way it actually happened, and it's ashamed and in denial.
As long as you believe you're right, I guess that's all really matters.
Anyway, the show wouldn't be the show if I didn't speak my mind to you people.
I guess that's the truth too.
There's no point in me doing this show if I can't speak what I'm feeling.
That is the truth.
Sometimes I might not feel what you people I think I ought to feel, but I just tell it from the way I'm feeling.
Well, as long as that matters, what do you want to say in closing tonight, Paul? We're at the 1 hour mark. Last week was a 30-minute show, and this week we did an hour. Next week we'll have to do an hour and a half. We can keep you lying that long. I mean, well, did you think up a sign-off line? I asked y'all,
in closing, we would like to thank all y'all for coming out and watching us tonight on our show, because we the people, we like our viewers and everything, and we want y'all to make sure you stay tuned in for next week's show, because we appreciate you. We'll be your business.
I think for our viewers, we got ain't going anywhere because you're just hysterical life, Paul. You're like the Joe Dirt in county, buddy. Yeah. And that's something to be said. If you think you were famous at the end of this week, you're going to be famous
at the end of next. I promise you, buddy.
Right.
Your superstardom of stock has just soared.
If
If
you
you
could
could
buy
buy
stock
stock
in
in
Paul
Paul
Martin
Martin
Incorporated right now, it would be through the roof. And
Anyway,
I'm
I'm
with
with
Paul
Paul
here.
here.
Appreciate you tuning in. And, we'll be here
Same time, same place next week.
Y'all have a good Christmas.